think the most important thing is that there's a lot of people that come to Korea thinking they're going to become idols overnight. And I would say, get those stars out of your eyes, people. It ain't happening. I was actually living in Busan, and I was busking, and I was actually doing a work exchange, having conversational English with local Koreans, which was great. And every day I would go out busking in the streets at Haeundae Beach, and I was living the life. I loved it. And I wanted to stay in Korea. So after going to Japan and back a few times, I said, I better not do that anymore. I think I need to find a job. So I was looking for a music job, and I answered an ad to be a musician. And the person said, well, I can't hire you because you don't have the proper visa. I said, I know. What should I do? How do I get a visa so that I can work? And he referred me to an entertainment agency. I had no idea. So I went, and we chowed it out, as you say. You were there also. And I signed a contract, and then suddenly she said, okay, now you're doing acting and modeling. And I said, seriously? Okay, acting I had experience with in children's theater and with improvisational theater a long time ago. But modeling? Seriously, me? And she said, well, lifestyle modeling. You know, a lot of people for advertisements and commercials and things like that need you. They need an older person. And I calmed down and I said, oh, okay, I get it. I can do that.
Let's talk about your career as an actress in Korea. What is it like to be an actress in Korea?
It's fun, it's exciting, it's interesting, it's educational, it's full of stress.
Stress.
It's stressful. You have to be ready to live a life that is at the last minute changeable. You have to be extremely flexible and open to last minute life, because often you'll get tapped in and say, are you available on a certain date? Yes, but does that mean that you're going to get that date? No. It means that they're going to list you up, as they say. They're going to submit you as a possible actor or for this particular project. And whether you're confirmed or not, you need to know the difference. And you need to leave all your dates open. You cannot make a long-term plan. You can't even plan tomorrow. I tell everybody I meet that, well, let's set that date, but it may change. I cannot guarantee anything. The first time an agent asked me to go to prepare a monologue, which I didn't even know how to do, and go to an audition, which I didn't realize was an audition. She just said, go to this place and bring your monologue. Having not really been experienced in this kind of thing, because I never had to do an audition actually, I did that, and I went in and I was like, oh, you know, I did my monologue and everything, and she said, now can you do something else? She said, can you do it the same thing in Hebrew? And I was like, what? Wasn't prepared for that, but I did. And I thought, oh, the celebrities, you know, the main actors are not going to be there. We're going to be shot at different times. And we went to the shoot, and I saw Song Joong-ki sitting there, but I thought, that's not him. He wouldn't be there. And then he came back, and I saw on the monitor, oh, that's really him. What's he doing? He's actually in front of my face. And all of the scenes that we did were with all of the four main actors, with them in the same set. So that was extremely exciting. I told my kids, you know, I used to watch a lot of K-dramas and dramas and movies. I love movies and watching behind the scenes. And I said, you know, hey, look what I'm doing now. This is happening. And they said, you know, now you are a K-drama yourself. So.
Now that you were part of a couple of projects, what do you enjoy the most about being an actress in Korea?
And I like a flexible life. I enjoyed the freedom of creating my own hours, making my own decisions about what will I decide to do, which job to take. And I really like the opportunity for personal self-growth, actually, that it's constant ongoing learning and that I'm constantly challenged. I really appreciate that. Challenged to memorize, challenged to act, challenged to find an emotion and how to work with an emotion and how not to get carried away. It's just, I think the challenge of the whole profession is very exciting.
And I would say that looks a lot different in Korea compared to, other parts of the world. On the other hand, what do you find challenging being an actress in Korea?
The toughest thing, for me anyway, is memorizing lines. But I think that the toughest thing is the last minute changes. I can just give you a quick example. I recently was asked to play a role, and I had to actually learn the script in Spanish, which is not my language, so that was a super challenge. Not being the main actor or celebrity, you're given things very last minute. Here's the script, 5 or 6 hours in advance, or the day in advance, and you don't know who you're playing, you don't know how to portray it, you don't have time to think about it. And then, so in this example, I created an imaginary person and a situation in my mind and how I should do this, which was really important to do because of the language that I didn't know. When I got to the set, finally, I got to hear from the director, this is how I want you to be, this is how the scene, this is what the story is, and this is how I want you to say these lines. And it was completely opposite of how I imagined it, which meant that on the spot, with all of those already difficult challenges, I also had to change my whole perspective and the way I was now going to present it on camera, in front of the camera, at that moment.
So, briefly, what's your day like, the shooting day?
A shooting day changes according to the hour and the location and everything and how much time you need to put in. But let's just say that on the whole, you are going to have to wake up quite early, 5 or 4 in the morning sometimes, to go to a meeting place, to get brought to a location or to go to a location. You need to, immediately you're taken in to do makeup, hair, whatever, if that's part of what's going on. And then you wait.
For?
Then you sit and you wait to be called to do your acting part, because the waiting, why do you have to wait? It's because they're setting up the location, they're setting up the set, they're changing the cameras, they're changing the angle. You're going to have to do the same thing a couple of times, but each time you have to do it, you have to wait. So there's a lot of waiting involved with this profession. And the days could be as long as 20 hours, 22 hours, or they could just be short as 1 or 2 hours.
Wow. It sounds like patience is one of the values that you want to, really instill.
Yeah, definitely.
If you were to give any other tips for, those who want to be actors and actors in Korea?
I think the most important thing is that there's a lot of people that come to Korea thinking they're going to become idols overnight. And I would say, get those stars out of your eyes, people. It ain't happening. That's not going to happen. You need to, if you want to be an actor in Korea or anywhere else, you need to know that this is a job. You need to make an effort, a big effort. You need to learn, and you need to study, and you need to hone in your skills and your talents, and be prepared for a lot of rejection, because maybe you're not what they're looking for. You're not going to be a celebrity. Most people are not going to turn into celebrities. I'm not a celebrity. I'm doing a job. This is my job. And I'm trying to do it as best I can. Be respectful, be kind, and don't be a diva. Don't be a troublemaker. Be helpful. A very important tip that somebody gave me, actually. Be helpful and be kind and respectful. And don't complain. If you don't behave, they're not going to call you again. It's as simple as that. Those would be the tips that I would give.
I do want to thank you for a really eye-opening conversation about being an actress in Korea. Thank you for watching today's talk. If you have any questions, please comment below and we would love to hear your thoughts on it. But thank you, Rahel. Thank you for watching and we would love to see you again. Bye.
Hanok Village does feel really small neighborhood. So I don't have a whole lot of furniture and things like that. I sleep on the floor. Like, I'm still getting to meet more and more people that